Freon. I've got Freon and I've got my flash on, which is actually a little LED. LG. This phone is such a piece of crap. When they sold it to me, they told me it was the best thing since R134A. I think R12 is pretty good. It shuts off daily. Just turns off randomly, hot, cold, using it, not using it. Yesterday I put some R134A Freon in my converted system. It's got a rebuilt compressor, so it's got the proper PAG oil, probably PAG 100 PAG. And we've got cold air, not ice cold. And the X gave me, after 2 years of asking, the key to the BMW. Yeah, that's just the way things go. So, after 2 years of waiting, I have the key to the BMW. I had a customer that wanted to buy it last year, but no key. So, I have the key through some gymnastics. I've had the battery on charge. I just took the charger off yesterday so I could use it on the battery in the Buick. I got a notification by email that there's a Buick meet near Boston, Franklin, Mass. Crank this baby up! After 2 years of not having the key, I couldn't crank her up. A friend of mine sent me a video. He wanted to change something on his car and he couldn't figure out how to open the hood. It reminded me of 1971 on the Brady Bunch when they wanted to change the oil on their Chevy Malibu Concours wagon. They couldn't figure out how to open the hood. Yep. So, stick my hand in here somewhere and crank her up. See if she starts after 2 years. I've seen some cold starts after 30 years, so this is nothing special. I put a new air intake boot on a year ago. This one had a big crack and it was stalling when I drove it. On the only time I ever drove it was back from Pissers, and then I took it to Clark's Corvair. And haven't driven it since then. And it was stalling when it was hot, randomly. Crank her up! Not sure what I'm doing with this BMW. I changed the rear calipers. I got them from Amazon. They had a mistake on the price. The calipers fit, but the brackets didn't. And my back coil springs are broken. Typical problem for BMWs. It's got a bit of rust. Not much at all, but it's got a bit. A little bit of rust. I guess it's lucky the flash was on, huh? And I put new rear shocks on. That one was totally dead. Junk. There was nothing left of it. And to get to the shocks is very difficult. If they'd have a little hole here, you could just get to the top nut. You gotta take all these panels off, and I've poked a hole in one of the speakers, and what a PIA. On this side, it's even worse. They got a whole bunch of battery cables here. All they'd have to do is just make a hole right there. Should have ground one in, probably a video on YouTube, but had to grind a hole through the material without catching it on fire. So I've got my new rear calipers. It's got a bit of rust, not much. Well, it's nice that it's running after having sat unstarted for a couple of years, a year and a half, 2 years. Hard to remember. Probably 2 years. We got fluff everywhere. We don't have any pigeons eating the earthworms like in Japan. There's my Fitch Sprint, there's my plow truck Blazer, and here's my 6.5 turbo diesel with a hole in the block. Right there. Not a good place for a hole, but I did it. I took care of it. And here's some of my junk. And here's the Buick, and I've got to weld up the other fender skirt. And that's it. I've got to get off to work, do some wiring. I spoke to a guy at the showroom upholstery, a guy at this Ticonderoga show. He said, can't save this vinyl top. It's probably all dry and glued on real hard. I got rust bubbles everywhere. There. And there. Yeah. Couple in the front. Uh-oh, I didn't disconnect the battery cable. Hope she's not dead. And they got some rust bubbles over here. Nice. Guy doesn't even tell me that a guy I bought the car from, and it's got some rust on the quarter panel. Got some tin repair right there. Rust. And the body mount. Rust. Yeah, this whole area here is rusted. Patched on the inside, but this is not patched, so maybe when Billy and I go to California, I'll get a body mount off another Buick and we'll fix her up. All right, the BMW is running. She sounds good. BMW. Not leaking. I got too many cars. Never enough. Too many cars and never enough. 159,000 miles. Hasn't moved in 3 or 4 years. I got a mousetrap. Need a customer. Alright, having fun. Maybe I'll change the sunroof motor. This sunroof doesn't open. But I got a motor in California. Even though one was stolen, I found another one. Service engine soon. Very nice. Okay. I gotta get to work. Use a runner. Junk. Junk, 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 junk. Have I got junk? And more Corvairs.